Welcome back to Fishing Without Bait, a lifetime without definitive expectations, when we're going to continue our delightful conversation with Tara.
Yeah, I do a word of the year every year.
Ah,
I didn't this year. I did not this year. Maybe it's grief. I don't know. But last year was pause. I think it
ah,
was pause. One of my recent years was pause. I bought a little rock that says pause. Last year was relax. Anyways, I don't pause enough. And I will miss life. I will completely miss life. Last night, the boys, I have a 10 and a 13-year-old, and the little one was reading. Yeah, they have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and they have
yes.
like a journal entry where you can write prompts and answer questions. And my 13-year-old, when he was little, had answered the questions. So my 10-year-old was reading all of these silly answers, and we were just hilariously laughing. And to be honest with you, I don't know that if I wasn't sick that I would have been there to capture this moment. But I was sick, so I was just sitting there and being, because I go, 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 because I got stuff to do. I have more stuff to do. I always have stuff to do. And I really miss life if I don't just like pause. And when I get sick, I know it's God's way of saying, I told you to slow down. If you're not going to do it voluntarily, I will help you.
Well, Tara, when we slow down, time slows down. And I know for sure that in September, a lot of people will be saying to me, "Where did the summer go?" I said,
Mhm.
"Well, you weren't there to witness the summer." Like,
Mhm.
we talk about life's not composed of years or months or weeks or days. It is composed of moments. And
Yeah.
the idea of the prayers, we ask only for God's will and the power to carry that out. So I think God's will is to let us live this moment well. Be right here and be right now. Deal with what's right in front of you. Sounds like you've been overwhelmed recently, Tara.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I have. Well, I decided at the beginning of the year that I wanted to grow my career. And so I got my priorities all screwed up. As it goes, and we've heard at the rooms, and I was prioritizing work and working, I mean, truly, no hyperbole, like 10-hour days, like maybe 9-hour days, some 10-hour days. I was just working, working, working. On top of that, I'm on the PTA board and I'm on the PTO board at the two different schools, and I have the podcast and the full-time job, and I have the kids and the husband and the dog and all of the things, and my sponsor dying in the background, my program falling apart, and all of all of the things. Um, so what I actually did in my darkness, I created a document on my computer. I'm pointing to my computer, it's over there, of how to help a newcomer. And like, remember back in the day when you're like your first day of sobriety, when you don't know how to get through the hours between each meeting, you're like, take a bath, go for a walk, call a friend, read a book, watch a movie. Like, what do we do when we have time on our hands and we don't have a new healthy schedule yet? So I created this whole document in my darkness, with the intent to just go back to the basics. Like, okay, Tara, you feel awful. You've been praying for a sponsor. I felt like I couldn't take any action on that step at that point in time. I kept praying about it, but I didn't have, I didn't have anybody that felt right. So I went back to the true basics. Um, and that document turned into a daily checklist. So now I have a daily checklist.
Wow.
I know it looks like a lot, and I don't have to do everything on the list, but having a little box that I can like cross off helps me remember where my priorities are. I do a priority post-it. So every day I have a post-it of what has to get done that day. I don't know why the camera is so close to me right now.
that likes you. Could you share some of the lists with us?
I have um meditate, uh pray on knees, my affirmation cards that I read. I have my different readings. I also added physical touch. So I have my husband and the dog and my two boys that are all here at home. And I realized that because I go, 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 I ignore them sometimes. And so I have physical touch for each one of them. So I'm consciously connecting with them physically every single day. Um, I have walk the dog and exercise. I have call someone in the program and text someone in the program. Uh, and then I have a line item for editing episodes on Keep Coming Back because I always have editing work to do.
Okay.
So I have 15 minutes of editing.
It sounds like, and you would understand this, it sounds like you diluted your focus. So in the 12 step world, we look for a singleness of purpose. And a singleness of purpose is things that are very important to you. That's our singleness of purpose. The things that are important. So, what's important to you, Tara?
Oh, well, definitely the family is important to me. I am classic Cancer baby. So all of the things that you read about that sign, I don't know how much weight I put into it, but I definitely align with family oriented. The kids are my priority. And now the growing family is going to be just more to love.
Well, we want to identify our singleness of purpose in our life, and the rest of the things are just adjunct type of situations in our life.
Yeah.
So, my suggestion always to my patients is to add to and reinforce the relationships that you have and that work. We don't want to try to, some people dilute their focus by going out and trying to make new friends, trying to make new situations. Well, those things can just happen. Uh, but I suggest to people that return to the foundation on which you stand on. What's the foundation for you, Tara? What's the foundation you stand on, buddy?
Oh, well, definitely my spiritual connection is my foundation. My relationship with my higher power, the effort and time I put into that relationship is my foundation. Everything else uh is after that.
Sure, we all need a foundation on which we can stand, and we're not going to slip off. We can be firmly rooted in the foundation, and then we can proceed further.
Yeah, I would say my spiritual program in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous is my foundation. The principles, the values, living by those principles. Um, and I think everyone makes the program a little bit of their own. I think that's appropriate. It's none of my business what other people do with their program.
No, not at
I,
all.
what's that?
Not at all. I always suggest to people the three C's. We avoid comparing, we avoid criticizing, and we avoid complaining. Complaining, criticizing, all those things. If we just be mindful about that, oh my gosh, things would be so much smoother.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. I need that.
Yeah, we a Pope for although I'm not a practicing Catholic anymore, I'm a Buddhist Quaker. I still have that tattoo across my chest. Who am I to judge? And quite often I remind myself of that, Tara.
Yeah. Yeah. I like people that I really am attracted to people that don't judge. It looks so attractive when somebody's just truly accepting and tolerant. It's very attractive.
I believe it was one of the Stoic philosophers who said, "Those who judge have not have yet to learn how to think."
Mm.
It's just so easy to judge people. So easy. It's with the gossip, everything, and the advice givers. And quite often somebody will say, well, I gave them this advice, I gave them this suggestion. I always ask them, were you invited to do so? We often give advice, but we think it's the best of intentions, but we, we want to wait until we're asked to give advice
I
or
need that
suggestions.
reminder too. As a mother of three boys, I don't wait for asking.
Well, at times there's a different dynamic there. If your son's going to, jump on a motorcycle, you're going to say, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, no, but with my daughter-in-law, that is a new relationship, and I am very conscious of not giving advice. And what I learned in the rooms, it really applies. The things I learned in the rooms apply to my life and maintaining relationships. Is share experience, not advice. You can share someone's experience. They're not going to argue with your experience. They're not going to tell you your experience is wrong. They're going to listen to the story. People love storytelling. So if you share your experience, you're going to get way more mileage than if you give advice.
we can share with people what worked in our lives. And traditionally, in doing what I do, I hear a lot of head banging between daughter in laws and mother in laws. And it sounds like you're taking steps to avoid that situation.
I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. Yeah, it's new territory.
Yes, because I've heard mothers say, he's mine. He's mine. He'll never be hers.
Oh, no, no, no. That is not
Oh,
me.
I know that you're not like, but I hear that often.
Um, yeah, no. That's funny. Because I was 19 when he was born, he and I have, I think, more of a like older sister raised her little brother kind of relationship.
Okay.
I call him my bro son. I parent my little ones way different because I was an adult when I had them. Uh, so no, my oldest son has a very long leash, if you will, and he's very independent. Um, but I've never had a girl. I've had three boys, and
Yes.
I'm a hard like I might as well have been from New York. I'm not a soft mom, so I have had to learn maybe a little bit the hard way to be softer with her. She's very soft. Hmm.
Well, it's a job of a parent to love and nurture their children. And the hard part is to prepare them to be independent. And some mothers, I'm not throwing you in this mix, have a very difficult time with that, Tara.
I don't think I understood what you said. Be a dependent.
It's the job of a parents to love and nurture their children and prepare them to be independent.
Oh, independent. Yes. Yes. And I expect them to off you go, enjoy your life. When people, this is me being judgy, when people are dramatic about becoming empty nesters, it irritates me because that's exactly what's supposed to happen in life is you raise your children for them. You should be happy that they are not, in jail or on death row or I don't know why I said death row. Like they're not out there suffering or dead from a car accident. Like when your kid goes off to college, you should be rejoicing in what a good job you did. Or if they go off and just get their own place and start a job, that is a time for celebration, not sadness. But that's just me being judgy.
Well, those moments can be bittersweet, Tara.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Maybe after I read my grief book, I will accept my emotions in a healthy way. And I'm not doing it yet.
Well,
Hmm.
emotions are just that. They're not you. Okay. Emotions are like puffs of smoke. They'll blow away in the wind unless we attach our thoughts to them and then they become enduring agony. I always suggest that people add immediacy to their feeling. I'm angry. right now, at present, in this moment. So if we add immediacy to our feelings, then perhaps they won't haunt us.
Mm. That's good.
But again, it takes practice. We're not born like this. You have to deal with the discomfort of doing these things every day. This is why people get so frustrated in therapy, Tara. The rewards are incremental. After 2 or 3 months, sometimes people look at me and say, "You're not helping me a bit." I said, "Okay, you can go back to go how your way was working. See you again." Just have to have skin like battleship armor. Like in the 12-step world, in the chapter working with others, stop knocking on a door that won't open. You're denying the opportunity to be helpful to another. We'll be back next week with another podcast with our guest Tara Vieira, sharing her thoughts and feelings about life and 12-step recovery and how it's affected her in her life. So, the free prescription can cash anywhere at the fruits, nuts, and vegetables. Unplug the television and take up fishing. For a truly mindful experience, we suggest that you fish without bait. Do a kindness for yourself and do a kindness for another. Forgive yourself and forgive another. If we're all not God's children, then none of us are. Till all are free, none are free. Namaste, my friends.
Please check out our website at fishingwithoutbait.com, where you can listen to the show, comment on our discussions, and find out where you can subscribe to our podcast. If you're interested in flying the colors of Fishing Without Bait, click the shop icon on our website. We have clothing, mugs, cell phone cases, and so much more. Show the world that you fish without bait. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.